Today, the city unveiled the Heart of Innovate ABQ, a modern high-rise dorm for UNM students.
It's the latest milestone in the city's long push to get more people to live along Central to breathe new life into Albuquerque's signature street. News 13's Madeline Schmidt is live near Central and Broadway. Madeline?
Yeah, well, Dean and Jessica, whether we're talking about a brand new building like the Lobo Rainforest that's opened up for students, or an old one that's been given new purpose like the old Albuquerque High School building just across the street, new places to live along the Central Corridor have just been popping up again and again over the last decade. Take a drive down Central between the river and the east end of Nob Hill, and it's one after another. Buildings going up left and right, making way for more people to call the heart of Albuquerque their home, so long as they keep renewing their lease.
With this new Generation Z that's coming along, we're finding that they're well educated and they want to get really good jobs, but they've kind of lived through this recession period. So I think there's going to be a challenge of commitment.
John Lopez is the vice president of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors.
The investors know real estate's still a great investment, so the real estate investors are building up these buildings, whether it be condos or apartment buildings.
Giving us some insight into the endless rental construction along Route 66. So do these aerial images showing just how many apartments the Central Corridor has gained since the turn of the millennium. This is 2002. This is 2016. The most notable changes are downtown, and Lopez says that's a really good thing to combat crime.
That's just going to make that whole particular area shine a lot better.
There's the Silver Moon Lodge, the Silver Gardens, and the Imperial Building, to name a few. There's also major changes in the Nob Hill area, and there's only more to come, soaking up all the spaces in between, like the massive Highlands development just across from Presbyterian Hospital.
We have such a great city. We have so much to grow, and part of a big city is we have to have that Central Corridor.
Now, even when it comes to home buyers along this Central Corridor, Lopez says that they are typically buying condos and that they actually end up renting out those condos. Back to you.
All right, Madeline, thank you. Now, we wanted to know just how many people have moved into the Central Corridor over the past decade or so, but the city says they don't track those numbers.